Hi, I'm Jennifer Beeston, and today I want to talk to you about VA loans. A lot of people don't know this, or they don't assume it because I'm not called VAloans.com, that we don't do a lot of VA. I do a ton of VA loans. It is one of my favorite loans to do. And the reason that is that they are fantastic loans for the borrowers. These are loans only for veterans and our active service members. So anyone who has served in the military and meets the requirements qualifies for a VA loan, and it is an incredible benefit for them. So the basics on a VA loan is it's 100% financing up to the conforming loan limit. And beyond that, there's no mortgage insurance, and the rates are lower than if you were putting down 20% conventionally. So VA loans are really one of those special things that our government has given us for people who have risked their lives to protect the rest of us. So I think it's a great loan. Now, there's a couple misconceptions about VA loans that sometimes get passed on to someone who's eligible for a VA loan, and it can dissuade them from using this benefit. So I want to dispel a couple of those things real quick. The biggest one is that VA loans are really tough and they take forever to close. That is not true. VA loans are not really tough and they do not take forever to close. We closed one last month in 20 days. 20 days. So these loans don't have to take forever. The reason that misconception exists is because back in the day, a lot of lenders didn't know how to do VA. There's still a ton of lenders who have never done a VA. So they would tell realtors and everyone it's too hard, it's too cumbersome, it takes too long because they didn't know how to do it. And the other thing is there's a couple large companies that have names that have VA loans in them, and they are not the quickest companies in the world. So they're getting all this VA business because their name, and people assume, oh, you're really good at this. Well, no, it's just what they do, but they're kind of a slow company and they take forever, and that's another reason the misconception exists. So if you're with a strong lender, the time frame should not be an issue with VA, okay? The second thing is sometimes people think the VA administration is actually underwriting the loans. They're not. So in our case, when I have a VA loan, it goes straight to my processor, who then brings it to our underwriter, and then it goes to our funder. There's no secondary government inspection of the loan, and that's why we're able to close the loan so quickly. And no one's getting second checked by the government. We are also Ginnie Mae Direct, which means that we sell directly to the government and we're signed off as a reputable source. So that could be why we move so quickly as well. The other thing is people think the seller has to pay for everything with a VA loan. They totally don't. So on my transactions, what I see is the buyer can't pay for the pest report. So someone has to pay for the pest report that's not the buyer, and that's it. So there's this huge conception you'll hear from sellers, oh, well, I don't want to sell to a VA buyer because I don't want to, pay for everything. Well, guess what? You don't have to. So that's good. And then the third thing is the pest report. So VA does require a pest report and clear Section 1. The underwriter could ask for Section 2 and Section 3. However, what I see mostly is just a clear Section 1. And that doesn't have to be a problem. Now, if you're a realtor and you're showing a VA buyer fixer-uppers, yeah, you're setting yourself up for a disaster. It has to be a cleaner home, so a house that's in good condition. And the reason the VA requires the pest report is they just want to make sure that the house is in condition so that you can move in and not have a ton of expenses. They're trying to get you into a house that's not going to potentially bankrupt you. So it's not a huge deal. If you're looking at newer homes, if you're looking at homes that are in good condition, often a pest report will have a couple $100 on it in repairs. And those couple $100, there's no rules on who pays for that. So if the seller's like, well, I don't want to pay for the pest if there's repairs, well, let's negotiate it. So there's a lot to VA, but really it's not that difficult. They can be closed fast. It doesn't have to be a horrible experience for everyone. And they are awesome for the borrower. So if you're a realtor and you don't want to deal with VA, please call me so we can talk about this, because anyone who's risked their life for our country and to protect us, don't you think we should all be trying to make sure that they get some of the benefits that our government gives them? I think we should. So once again, Jennifer Beeston, guaranteed rate 707-478-0637. Thanks.